PerkyPlanes and RC here, operating at 2.4 gigahertz, and got my good old coffee. Well, hey there, guys. Just going to mix things up a little bit this time, and just talk about some things regarding the channel, and just some updates and things that need to be kind of things I need to kind of talk about and go over a little bit. Just some general stuff. As well as I wanted to kind of use this video to talk about some recent things that I've acquired. So I'm gonna first jump into the things that I've recently acquired. So a couple things here. I did do a little bit of a trade deal with one of my buddies, one I've done trades with before and everything, and just kind of looking for some more balsa airplane ideas, balsa plane stuff. And stuff he was actually kind of selling in the process. So basically went ahead and talked with him, worked out kind of a deal on some of this stuff, and I acquired a couple planes that I've already kind of dubbed next year planes. Not anything for this year, but it's something I want to kind of work on and do for next year. I'm not going to give too much away on that. However, I will say that one of those airplanes is a 4-star 40. The SIG 4-star 40. So I had originally been thinking there for a while that I should somehow get me one of these SIG 4-star 40s, or at least a 4-star 60 or something along those lines, just because it's usually a good next plane to go to. And I felt like in a balsa collection it was probably good to have one of those anyways. So luckily he had one for sale, and I worked out kind of a deal with him to get that. So there's that, and like I said, the other plane or so, I'm not gonna. We'll discuss that and go into that next year. Like I said, it's gonna be kind of my next year projects. So there's that. I also did acquire an engine from him as well. Alright guys, here is an MDS 68 two-stroke. This is what I acquired from a buddy of mine on that trade deal. And I did a short on this thing as well. I have never, this is the first MDS I've ever had, and I said never run one before, anything. So it's the first one I ever had, and will be probably the first one I've ever run. So I have, like I said, zero experience with it, but I felt for the deal. I thought it was all right. It's a freebie, but everything I tend to hear, everything I've heard on these things, both from comments and all that, says they're kind of just meh. They're okay, nothing spectacular. So we'll see. I mean, I don't know. I may love it, I may hate it, but willing to give it a try and see what I think of it. I noticed this when I originally got it. I thought the thing was I thought it was kind of messed up or just horribly dirty, because it's got this really interesting finish on it. It's very, I don't know if it'd be like sandblasted or what you even call that, but it's definitely not nice, pretty, and shiny like other engines. It's more dull looking. Maybe that's an indication of how it's going to run too. I don't know. Hopefully not. I'm hoping at least I can get some power out of it, but we'll see. But yeah, it has a very interesting finish. Just sort of, very rough kind of feeling a little bit. It's really strange. I don't know. And another thing that I recently acquired as well, this was sort of kind of by accident, I guess you could say. I don't know. But basically, I acquired this this other engine here as well. This was not from the trade deal. This was actually something completely separate. I was just helping with a buddy of mine, and on a project, and like I say, he kind of, right there towards the end, I was actually going to help him with this engine a little bit and help him all that. But there towards the end, he was talking about maybe wanting to do electric with his plane instead. So, but I've got this engine here to show as well. Okay, and here is the other engine that I have picked up. Like I said, this is not from the trade deal, but just kind of fell in my lap in a different way. From another buddy of mine, and he kind of wanted me. Originally, I think the plan was just for me to run it, but he's almost talking like now that he may just want me to run it, and he can decide if he wants to do it, or if he says he may want to do electric on his plane instead. So, but here it is, a Super Tiger And this is a G75. So, and this thing actually came off a P51, and it actually came with this this muffler setup here. So, I mean, let me bump the camera there. So, anyways, got this guy as well to kind of mess around with. Now, this one does has actually been run, got some use on it, and as you can tell by the piston there, I mean, overall, it's got some good compression to it, and I think it's going to be, you know, probably a good runner. So, anyways, got this guy as well. So, you know, I love me some Super Tigers. All right, so that kind of wraps it up with the stuff that I recently acquired. Now let's talk about things on the channel here specifically. Now, right now, of course, I've been hot and heavy into this Tower Hobbies Uproar build. So I've been working on that, of course, and things are going along pretty good with it. Had a little bit of a hiccup here recently, but nothing serious. Nothing too much to worry about. But just a little brain fart on my part, which I tend to have them brain farts sometimes. But anyways, I started thinking back to things on the channel here, and a couple things that come up. Actually, quite a few things. Is basically some, I'm going to call it some unfinished business, and there's some of that unfinished business out there. So, I'm going to be trying to get back into some of those and to get those actually out and finished up and hopefully in the air here before too long. We'll see how things go and progress with that. Now, a couple of these are some things from last year. I'll tell you, this summer has just flown by, and I just haven't kept up with it too much. So, that's what sort of triggered this. It's like, wow, the summer's almost over, and, you know, or getting close to being over, and I've got work to do. So, but anyways, there's a couple unfinished projects I want to get out there, as well as some of the more recent ones of the Hobbyco Superstar, which I want to get that thing up in the air. If you watch some of my past videos, you know that the LA40 was one of the last things with that I was messing with. Getting that thing pretty well tuned up, ready to go. So at this stage, I think it's ready to be slapped back on the airplane and get my electronics hooked up and send it. So that's kind of where we're at with that. The next thing, of course, is the Carl Goldberg Stinson. So at this stage right now, I'm wanting to do at least a few more runs with the OSFS 120 Surpass, get it kind of dialed in and everything. Assuming that I haven't horribly screwed up the timing. That's kind of one of my underlying fears. Like, I got back together, it's all good, but I just have this fear that I've done something with the timing and messed it up, just because I'm a noob, and just because, you know, I have a tendency to do goofy things like messing up something like that. So I want to make sure, you know, it's all good and correctly timed and everything first before proceeding with that project. So that's kind of some things that are on my mind here recently. So. But anyways, guys, that's more or less what this video is in a nutshell. It was just kind of showing you guys some new stuff, as well as talking about some old stuff that we're going to try to get finished up and get airborne, hopefully. So, but anyways, guys, I think that's it for today. I've got some work to do, obviously. So, if you have any questions, comments, anything like that, anything you want to see, more specifically, especially with those engines, you know, if you want to see one of them being run or whatever, leave me a comment in the comment section. Let me know. But anyways, guys, that is all from me. I want to thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.